I'm just going to jump right into it. This live training session is the 5-step Facebook ad formula for attracting new patients. So a little bit about who we are. My name is Joseph Pohl. I'll get to my backstory in a little bit. I am the owner of J&D Digital Advertising. I co-own it with my beautiful fiance, Danielle Moran. Unfortunately, she can be with us today. She's currently out and about, but you will have my full attention. And if you have any follow-up questions at the end, you will either hear from me or Danielle. So a little bit about my backstory. Over the last 4 years, I've helped tons of clients in multiple industries with their digital PR and marketing. I've worked with a number of agencies in the New York area as well as down in Florida. I've had international clients, national clients, my specialty being digital advertising and email marketing. And then about a year ago, I took on a client as a freelance digital advertiser, and I realized there was a huge opportunity for local businesses to leverage Facebook advertising to help grow their business. Since then, I have learned and studied under some of the top minds in digital marketing and advertising, including Ryan Dice, who's the owner of Digital Marketer. I've studied under Rick Mulready, who is a Facebook advertising guru. I've also studied under Amy Porterfield, who is a webinar specialist, and as well as some other notable names. And I have applied that knowledge over time to helping local practices, uh, mainly dentists and chiropractors, but as well as some other local businesses, bring in a consistent flow of leads and new patients. So let's start off with the basic question, why Facebook? Well, roughly 8 out of 10 of every 10 Americans, 79% now use Facebook, according to a research study. Facebook boasts 1.57 billion mobile monthly active users and 1.03 million mobile daily active users on average. 82% of 18 to 29-year-olds online in the US use Facebook, and 79% of 30 to 49-year-olds online in the US use Facebook. So as you can tell, it's a humongous platform. The mobile numbers are worldwide, but like I said, 79% of Americans are using Facebook, and a lot of them on a daily, if not weekly, monthly basis. Facebook account for 1 in every 6 minutes spent online and 1 in every 5 minutes spent on mobile. I know personally, as well as my fiance and my friends, we're always checking our phones, especially in our age group. I'm 31, so I still fit into the millennial generation. We are always using our phones, most throughout the day. People spend more than 20 minutes a day on Facebook, going through their feed, checking out videos, posts, liking things, sharing, and users generate over 4 million likes per minute. Now, I want to incorporate these numbers as well. This is for businesses in general. Why Facebook? More than 50 million businesses use Facebook pages. Every month, Facebook users leave about 2.5 billion comments on Facebook pages, meaning that people are interacting and they are commenting, questioning, asking questions right on business pages, right on their business pages in the comments section, liking their stuff, engaging with it. Nearly 1/3 of Facebook users, 32% of them total, engage with brands regularly, meaning on a daily basis, weekly basis. They're out there, they're liking their stuff, they're commenting, they're asking questions. 42% of customer service responses from brands on Facebook happen within the first 60 minutes. Now, this stat stuck out to me, and I still can't believe that this is true, uh, but it is. It was done by Social Media Examiner, which is a very big online publication for social media advertising and digital marketing. 93.3% of businesses do not advertise on Facebook, which, as you can see from the numbers, how many people use Facebook day in and day out, how engaged they are with companies, and 93.3% of them are not taking advantage of this. So I ask you this question. Would you rather stand out and be a part of the 6.7% of businesses that show up in your ideal customer's Facebook feed, meaning in their desktop and mobile feed, or would you rather disappear and be part of the 93.3% of businesses who are never seen, heard, or talked about on the largest social media platform? I leave that up to you to decide. So here's a little bit of Facebook housekeeping before we really jump into the 5 steps. In order to advertise on Facebook, you need to create a Facebook business page. So I have a link right here. This is a great step-by-step that Facebook shares that will help you set up your Facebook business page quickly. I'll discuss it later after we finish up the 5 steps. You can inquire for my help to create your Facebook business page. This is what I do for a living, but we can discuss that later. Like I said, you need a business page in order to create ads. You need to set up your ads account, which is very, very easy. You click the arrow, as you can see in the image on the right, right here. If you click this arrow, it'll bring it down, and you're just going to go to create ads, and basically right from there, you'll create your first ad. You'll set up your payment, how you're going to make the payments for the ads, and it's really simple. Facebook made it very easy to do. Okay, so let's jump in. These are the 5 steps that I'm going to be discussing today. Honestly, I think this is one of the most efficient ways to start building up some brand awareness for your company, making you a local voice. People know that you exist, and then once you build up that audience from whatever kind of content you're sharing with them on Facebook, then you remarket to them using a really irresistible offer, and this is how you can get new patients in the door. I think this is not as complicated as some of the other strategies out there involving analytics and tracking and Facebook pixels. This one instead is kind of a beginner's strategy, but it's extremely effective. So as soon as you open and create your first ad, this is what the screen you're gonna be taken to. This is how you're gonna choose your objective. For our purposes today, the 3 ones that we're gonna talk about, and honestly, these are the 3 I use on a daily and monthly basis: traffic, video views, and conversions. Um, I'll explain a little bit about what traffic is. The video views, this is the most important thing for our purposes today, this 5-step strategy. And conversions, it gets a little more technical. So for people who haven't used Facebook ads at all, this would be something to look up later. But traffic and video views, these are easy, and I've seen many people use these and get great results. So video views, obviously it's self-explanatory. Get more people to view your video content. Traffic, send more people to a destination on or off Facebook. My recommendation here is you want to send your traffic off Facebook to a capture page, which could be, for your case, a appointment page for them to get on a page, look at maybe a little bit more about your company, about your team, and then to make an appointment. That would be your destination off Facebook. Then conversions, which I mentioned before, this is kind of the next step once you get comfortable with Facebook advertising. And basically what this does is optimizes for conversions. So your conversion example would be somebody setting up an appointment with you, or if you have a really good ebook that you wanted to share, or a tip sheet or something like that, then it would optimize for them downloading that. But like I said, that could be down the road for you guys. So create your Facebook ad campaign. Content, content, content. Content is key, especially right in the big stages where you want to get people to know who you are, who your practice is, who your team is. I suggest creating some valuable content for your audience. And don't let this step scare you. It could be as simple as just doing it over 3 days. Maybe the first day, which is the light bulb icon I put right there, is your brainstorming day, coming up with ideas that you think your audience will want to know about. Ways to whiten your teeth, or ways to adjust your back. It could be something very simple. And what you do the second day is you just write it out. If you're creating videos, you brainstorm what type of video you want to do. Maybe it's an office tour, or maybe it's a meet and greet with the team. And then the second day would be shooting that video, and you leave the third day to editing it. So, I recommend doing it, in a weekend or maybe 2 weekends, when you guys have a little time off, to brainstorm, write it, and edit it, and just get it out there. You just want to make get your brand out, get your practice out there, build some awareness locally, and this way when you go to put an offer out there, they're familiar with the brand, they're familiar with your practice, so they're going to click on it more than if it was a stranger or cold traffic is what we call it. So equipment needs, I know sometimes when people think about videos, it's all about the production part of things, but honestly these days, and I recently read a study about this, that the more original the video looks, the more clicks it gets. So honestly, you don't need a big production these days, with hiring an outside company or outsourcing it, a third party company coming in and doing a really nice production for $5,000, $10,000. You don't need that for Facebook advertising purposes. Really, all you need is a smartphone with a decent camera. Make sure it's, I don't know, somewhere in the iPhone 6, 7 range. Maybe you have a Samsung Galaxy Note 5 or Samsung Galaxy 7. One of the newer phones, they have better cameras. If you have that phone, I recommend using it. I actually use it to shoot some of my own videos, and they come out fantastic. I do recommend also getting a lapel microphone for the phone. And this is, you can get a cheap pack from Best Buy or from Target, Walmart, anything like that. Just get a lapel mic for your phone. It plugs right into the headphone jack, and this way the voice will be clearer when you're recording your videos. I recommend getting a tripod for the phone. They make small, medium, large tripods for the phone. They're not too big and they're very inexpensive. I bought a pack of which included the microphone, the tripod, and some additional materials, and I think I paid 40, maybe $50 tops for it. And I shoot great videos with it. This is my recommendation here. It's not entirely necessary, but if you want to get editing software, there's some great stuff out there that's free. I use Lightworks, that's a free one. But you can also get the pro version, which has more features. This is just to go through there and if you make a mistake, you can edit it out, that kind of thing. But with the phone, you can always just record, and if you don't like it, delete it and record another one. So, like I said, editing software is not entirely necessary. You can do it just from your phone. Just settle on a video that you like that you shot, and that's the one you use. And honestly, like I said, the originality is a big thing now. So the higher quality production is really not necessary. So um, that's why I said it's not necessary to get editing software. So these are some content ideas I have for you. One little known way to whiten your teeth. It's kind of intriguing. They're going to open it. What is that one little known way? Like I said, a video, you could do a tour of the office. You could do a meet and greet with your practice team. Whoever your team is, your receptionist, if you have some additional hygienists in there. If you're a chiropractor and you have, your receptionist, maybe you have a marketing department, maybe you have one person kind of handling office management and marketing stuff. Include everybody in there. Meet and greet with everybody. I'm sure everybody's really personable at your work, and they people want to meet the team. They want to see the people, behind the advertising, obviously on Facebook. Share a video testimonial. These are very powerful. If you have a really good case study of someone that you adjusted their back and now they're able to exercise more, or if you had a case where somebody came in and they had really damaged teeth and you did a wonderful job and it came out fantastic, maybe you can ask that person to share their testimonial and you can use that as a video to kind of bring in some views and awareness of your company. Always popular how-tos, how to whiten your teeth. I know that's kind of basic and simple, but you get the idea. How-tos are always very popular, or top 5, top 10 ways. Those are popular as well if you want to use fill in the blanks, obviously. All right, so now it's time to build your Facebook ad campaign. I'm going to get through these PowerPoint slides, and then I'm going to kind of take you on a little tour of Facebook and show you how to build your Facebook ad campaign, show you some unique little things in Facebook that you should know that we'll cover here in a little bit. So I just want to let you know, hang tight, and I'm going to provide a nice little walkthrough for you guys. So this is the second step that we're going to talk about, and I believe, and honestly, this is the most important step here, is building a custom audience. So basically what this means is once you've created your first initial ad, I recommend definitely doing a video ad first. They get the most attention, they bring in the most people. Building a custom audience from that ad will, when you create an offer later, it will be so much more targeted if you create a custom audience from that initial ad. And I'll kind of walk you through the steps right now. So if you go on your Facebook business page, go to that little tab in the top right corner, click the down arrow and select Manage Ads. This option will be there once you publish your first ad. So if you haven't published your first ad, when you go to that section, it's going to say Create Ad. Afterwards, after you create your first one, it'll say Manage Ads, and you're going to click in there. This will take you inside Facebook Ad Manager. Once you're inside Ad Manager, there is an audience section. So once you're in, if you look at the top left corner, this is the icon you're going to see. Click Ads Manager with the, we call it the hamburger symbol in the top right corner. Click All Tools once you open it and select Audiences. So I'm going to show you on the next page kind of what that looks like. So once you hit that hamburger symbol, this will pop up, and as you can see, here's All Tools. That's the section I was talking about right here, and that'll open up this whole repertoire of tools. So what you're going to focus on is clicking on Audiences right here. Now once you open up that, it's going to take you to another page where you're going to be able to create audiences. So most of the time when you create your first audience, it'll be a targeted audience. So they call them saved audiences. This is where you're going to target people based on location, demographics, interests. So that'll be for your initial video ad. Now for the second step, once we already have created the video ad and advertised it out there, we're going to create a custom audience from that. So you're going to click the Create Audience, and then right below it, the first step will be Custom Audience. Once you click and open that, it'll take you to this page. Now, they've actually just added this not too long ago, I believe within the past 4 to 6 months, because it used to be customer file, which is basically you can upload your email contacts into Facebook and they'll target based on emails who to advertise to. Or you could do website traffic. When you do website traffic, that's when you start getting involved with the Facebook pixel and installing that snippet of code into your website. So it's a little more advanced if you have an IT guy or a marketer in there that can help you with that. It's simple to them, but it is a little time consuming, a little more complicated than what we're going to discuss now. And then there's app activity, and then engagement. This is one we want to focus on here because engagement means video views right here. So that's what we want to focus on. We've created the video ad. We've sent it out. We've got some video views. I recommend running the ad for at least 25 to 30 days to get a really nice audience built up for it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that audience and we're going to show them an offer. So we're going to choose video here. That's going to bring you to the next page to create this custom audience. You're going to choose a content type. I'll talk about this on the next slide. I always go in the past 60 days. I think they allow up to a year. That's completely up, but obviously we're just doing the advertising within the past 30 days. So that I just put in 60 just so we have it. Make sure to put an audience name in there for yourself so you can remember and make it specific. Make sure you put in, certain amount of video views, however much the percentage was who viewed the video, and what the video ad was. So if it was a tour of the office, say people who watched this amount of the video tour of the office. That would be my recommendation. Okay, so when you click browse, you're going to see a few options there to create an audience based on the percentage of people that viewed it, how much they viewed it. So my recommendation here is create an audience of people who at least watch 25% or more of your video. The reason I say that is, remember, the longer they watch, the more interested they are in your practice, or the more familiar they are with your practice. They have people who watch it for 3 seconds, people who watch it for 10 seconds, It goes all the way up to 100% of the video. If you do 100% of the video, it probably won't be the largest audience, but I think if you watch 25 to 50% of a video, you're kind of familiar with the person already. Like I said before, name your audience and provide a little bit of a description about the audience. Name of the video, maybe it's tour of the office, meet and greet with the team. Views 25%. That's make it specific so you know exactly what the audience is. Once you select the time, choose the video you want. So once you select 25% or more of the video, it's going to ask you what video you are talking about. So you're just going to select the video that you originally recorded. Then once from there, you're going to click Create Audience. So once you've created this custom audience, now it's time to create an irresistible offer. It's your time to stand out. As we were mentioning before, 93.3% of businesses out there are not using Facebook advertising to bring in new patients. So now is your time to stand out. Take some away from them, and obviously they're not using their advertising to populate people's news feeds. So use this time to stand out. Maybe you're the only practice in Florida, or maybe you're the only practice in Texas or in your specific area in Texas that's doing this right now. So take advantage of it. And since you're using a custom audience, people know your practice already. They're a little familiar. They watched your video, and trust me, it boosts conversions. There'll be more appointments made if you use a custom audience. People will be more likely to click on your offer. Honestly, do some research on your competition. See what other practices are offering out there. Is it a bundle? Are they knocking the price down by 50%, 100%, whatever they're doing? Just check on the competition and try your best to beat it. Make the offer irresistible. My advice is to think about what it costs you to perform um, the certain task, whether it's teeth whitening, whether it's an adjustment, whatever it is. Think about how much it costs you, the tools you have to use, um, if there's any products that you have to get for it. See how much it costs you, and how low you can come down. I don't want you to lose money, but if you break even just to get patients in the door, I think it's worth it. Or I see some people out there, and I'm gonna show you an example on the next page. I just actually received this in the mail, and I've seen people do it before, where they completely go down to the bare minimum just to get people in the door. Maybe they're a new practice, or maybe they just want to make a lot of noise in the local area, but they come way down. And I'll show you right here. So I got this in the mail the other day, $59 for a cleaning, exam, and x-rays. This is from a dentist. $1 take-home whitening, and $1 emergency exam. I saw that immediately. Oh my God, that's an irresistible offer to me. So just think about it. You've created that custom audience, from people who have viewed your video, and then you show them this offer. They're already familiar with their practice. Possibly they've met your team through the video that you shared, or they met you. You provided them some advice. Whatever it is, they're already familiar with you, and then you show this irresistible offer to them. I can promise you they're more likely to click on it now, instead, if they were strangers, or cold traffic, or you were just sending a direct mail out to them. I promise you, if you build that custom audience, show them this offer, they're definitely going to click more. So now it's time to remarket. So now that you have that irresistible offer, you've built that custom audience from the original video ad that you created. Now it's time to create the remarketing ad, the remarketing campaign. So now this is where you're going to set up a traffic ad campaign. So in the beginning, we set up the video views. You want it to optimize for the most video views of whatever video you're sending out there for your advertising. Now you're going to create one for traffic, and you're going to make sure to optimize for link clicks. Now, I know I mentioned this previously. I do recommend setting up a conversions ad campaign once you start getting familiar with Facebook ads. And the reason I say once you get familiar is because it includes the installation of a Facebook pixel and optimizing for conversions, your appointments. So there's a little bit of technical stuff involved in it. But like I said, if you do video views into link clicks, which is really easy. You don't have to go too analytical or technical. You could do this and get great, great results. Once you get to the audience section of the ad creation, you're going to focus on the custom audience box. And I have an example of that on the next slide. So once you add, you open it, you're going to obviously name your ad in the campaign section of things, and then it's going to ask you who do you want to target. Now, as you can see right here, this is the audience section. You're going to go to this spot right here, custom audiences. Now, once you click inside that bar, your custom audience that you just created from video views is going to pop in there. So whatever you named it, tour of the office video, 25% watched, that list is going to be right in there, and that's exactly who you want to target. Like I said, they're already familiar with your brand. They know a little bit about your team, possibly. You're going to want to target those people with that irresistible offer. Now, on the next page, I have a couple examples that I've seen, that I've used. So these are the remarketing ads. Like I said, the first one is specifically just a video to get views. This one is the offer ad. So as you see, the one on the left is for dentist, the one on the right is for chiropractor. And I think these were very, very effective. Simple. The one on the left is a very simple image ad to follow up on that previous video ad that we did first. Overdue to see the dentist? Sign up for our $99 super dental special. You'll love it. See, they're incorporating some images in there, a couple of check marks, to make it seem like it's more personal, like a friend's reaching out to you. That's what makes this ad so successful. Nice little image of the family saying, again, it's the $99 deal. I've seen the competition out there. $99 is kind of what everybody's doing. So like I said before, look at your costs, how much it costs to do certain things, and if you can bring your price down to cost or even a little under, just for a limited time, maybe you do like the ad I showed you before, the dollar take-home teeth whitening. If you just do that, maybe it's for 14 or 30 days. That's it. You don't have to open it up for months or whatever. Just open it up for a little bit of time and just get those patients in. And once they come in, you can make the recommendations. Oh, you need this done. I recommend, if you're a chiropractor, I recommend you coming in once a month to get your back adjusted. If you're a dentist, I recommend coming back for cavities or dentures, whatever the next step is. Just get them in the door. Get them in the door first. So these are two ads that you can kind of get ideas from. On the right is the chiropractic one, free chiropractic examination. I think this was in Australia. If you find yourself relating to any of these images, so what they did here is they created a little slideshow of people in pain, kind of holding their back in certain areas, and they said if you could relate to any of these pain images, do you see yourself doing that on a daily basis? Well, guess what? They're in a great mood this week, and they're offering 30 free chiropractic examinations for this month only. See, that's that big offer and for a limited time. That's what I definitely recommend doing to get people in the door. Now, the last step of this is sending customers to your appointment page. So once you've created that irresistible offer and you're sending it to that custom audience that you kind of already built up a relationship with, now the goal is for them to set up an appointment with you. So if you have an appointment page already set up on your website, if you don't, there's some great services out there that you can use to create a simple appointment page. One of them that I'm very familiar with that I use is called Lead Pages. This is definitely a cheap way to create a few landing pages for yourself. But if you have one on your website, use that page. Send customers to the appointment page. When you're creating the ad in the last step, just before you place the order for the advertising, it's going to ask you what page you want to send them to, what link you want to send them to, and it's going to be your appointment page. So once they see the irresistible offer, where do they go next? They click on the link, and it'll take them to the appointment page. That's where you're going to, set up the appointment, book them, and get them in the door. Like I said, in the ad section of the creation process, which is the last step, you will enter the link to your appointment page. This will be where your potential customers land after clicking on the ad. My recommendation is to keep the page really simple with as little distractions and navigation as possible. And what I mean by this, when they land on the page, make sure they can't click around on too many different things, because most people, we have a very short attention span. I think the big story last year was it dropped below a goldfish. A goldfish's attention span, and I think it's like 8 seconds or something like that. So if you have too much going on that appointment page, people might get distracted and click on different things, and then kind of lose focus of what you want them to do, because you want them to make an appointment, you want them to come in, you want to fix whatever problem they're having, build that relationship with them once they come in on a more personal level, one-on-one level. That's you want to keep them focused on that kind of thing. So try to keep as much navigation out of it, so they can't click on home pages, about us, videos, whatever. They can't click on too many things. As little distractions as possible. So that last step, and I said when you include your link, it looks like this. So you're going to send customers to your appointment page. Once you get to the last stage of setting up your ad, there's a section that says links, and you'll have the opportunity to enter your link that you want to send them to. So your appointment page link will go in that little box right there. Now this was just kind of off the top of my head. I was working with lead pages and a client in the past, and this is what I based their appointment page off of. Obviously, to use this exactly, this was more for a guide than setting up an appointment, but I think it applies here definitely. So you got your logo at the top left corner. You can call us at this number. And then there's maybe a little picture of you right there, a little bit about your company, and then the deal that you mentioned, the irresistible offer, you can put in this section here. And then in this box where it says 6 things to ask your dentist, instead of putting that there, you can just put make your appointment. And then I like including some other stuff on the page. These are not distractions. These are kind of re-emphasizing who you are. So maybe there's that you see video placeholder where it says right here. It's a placeholder because obviously there's no video there right now. But my recommendation would be you already recorded a video, maybe a tour of your practice or maybe a meet and greet with the team. Just repurpose that video and put it on this page so they can watch it again. Build that relationship, nurture it. Put a little bit more information about your company here, what you guys do well. And then I recommend, putting a little pictures in there. Here's our team. This is where we're located. Meet the doctor. A little bit more information about who you are. Really to build that trust, that credibility, and build that friendship with them so they feel comfortable about clicking that appointment button. And then if you want to include some testimonials on there, maybe you had some people who gave you some recent really great reviews of your practice. Include them on there. People love seeing what other people say. Oh, the appointment was painless. The wait time was minimal. They really helped me. As soon as I left there, I felt better. Whatever it is, share that because people want to see that. It makes them more comfortable that other people are comfortable or other people had a great experience going there. Reviews are a huge thing, and I'm sure you guys already know that. Google reviews, Facebook ad reviews. Why not share it on your appointment page? This way, they kind of make their way through. They see those testimonials, and they're like, "Oh, wow, this is a really good practice. This is a really good dentist. This is a really good chiropractor. I definitely want to make an appointment." And then right at the bottom of those testimonials is another call to action, is what we call this button here. Um, obviously you don't have to use these exact words, but dreaming of a gorgeous smile, click the button below to get your irresistible offer. Obviously you're not going to say irresistible offer, but click the button below to get your $59 X-ray exam and consultation. You know, put that offer in there again, and then this button down here, this will be the make an appointment button. Now, I do recommend once they click that button, this little thing pops up, enter your email address below to make your appointment. I do encourage putting other text boxes in there. Obviously, you need more than their email to make an appointment with them. Get their email, their phone number. If you have a calendar, if there's a calendar you use, an interactive one, I recommend connecting it to this box here. This way they can pick a time that's available for you. and they could just do it all themselves. If not, no big deal. Just include some extra fields in here with their phone number. Maybe you can have your receptionist call them as soon as they fill out their information and book that appointment right away. This is the age of instant gratification, so the faster the response, the better. So that's why I recommend, getting their phone number, getting their name in there, and having somebody reach out to them immediately. So if you don't mind, I'm kind of going to move into, a little bit about next steps and what you can do and how I can help you kind of get started here. But first of all, as a gift for attending our webinar, I would like to give you our 3 steps to grow your practice with Facebook ads guide. The guide includes checklists, tips, and best practices for advertising on Facebook. My fiance created this. It came out really beautiful, and I think it goes hand in hand with what we're talking about here. So as I say, use this guide in collaboration with what we covered during this live training to help you get more patients. And there's a link to it right there. Also, just so you know, there will be a webinar replay, and I'll include those links on the replay page as well if you guys want to download the free material, this free guide for yourselves. Now that we covered some things, I also want to share with you guys, taking your Facebook ads to the next level. I have a really great, really comprehensive Facebook advertising bootcamp for doctors. It's specifically made for doctors on how to get new patients in the door. Um, a little bit, it contains everything you could want to know about creating an effective Facebook ad campaign from scratch, from targeting the right audience to remarketing to turn those leads into patients. So we covered the 5 steps here. This dives in deeper about how to target the right people right from the start with your video ad campaign to start building that custom audience. And it also goes through exactly how to set up a Facebook ad. I'll even walk you through the entire process to remarket and send that offer to those potential customers and turn them into patients. So just to give you a little insider look at it, one of the trainings will be target your ideal customer. Facebook has collected a lot of data from all the daily actors. It has, as we discussed in the beginning, everybody's on Facebook, which includes your local customer. So as a Facebook advertiser, as soon as you sign up for an ad account, you have access to all the same data everybody has, and Facebook shares it everywhere. So everybody has access to it. So you can set up laser targeted campaigns, by demographics, location, interest, shopping behavior, family dynamics. It's really incredible. You can really zero in on your ideal customer. And I'll walk you through the entire process, give you tips, pointers along the way. I like to make these boot camps very exclusive, so it's more one-on-one. I don't allow more than 10 people to sign up for the boot camp at once. This way, you can ask questions along the way, ask for advice if I have specific examples, and I'll walk you through that entire thing. I'll teach you how to launch your Facebook ad and remarket with an offer. I help you identify which type of ads will perform best for your practice. We kind of talked about it a little bit earlier. The video views, the traffic, and the conversions. The conversions is the big one, and it optimizes for making appointments. So I'll kind of walk you through that process on setting up that conversion. I'll introduce you to the Facebook pixel so you can really start bringing in new patients with Facebook advertising. Look, 93.3% of businesses are not using Facebook advertising. So this is a perfect time to stand out against other practices, really gain some traction on social media. Everybody's on Facebook. Everybody uses it. As you saw before, people are using it on a daily, weekly basis. So people are there, and you'll stand out because obviously a lot of the other businesses are not doing it, so they won't be there. I'll also share with you how to craft that irresistible offer in order to turn those active leads into patients with retargeting. I'll walk you through that exact process of how to set up the ad. This is one of the best ways to lower your cost per lead and reach a qualified audience. And the third part of it will be optimizing and scaling your Facebook ads. So this is one of the most critical steps that so many local practices get wrong. Once your ads are running, then what do? The goal is to be able to look at your ads and quickly determine what to do to improve them. So all your ads are not going to be winners. So you're going to have to adjust little things within the ad, within your appointment page. So I teach you kind of how to diagnose those problems and how to fix them. And then once you're starting to get really good results, I share with you how to take the right steps to scale them smartly. Um, Start creating look-alike audiences, which help scale your business. Start increasing your ad spend for the successful ads that you're putting out there. Sometimes if you scale too much, it'll affect it and your numbers will go down dramatically. So I'll show you exactly step by step how to do everything the right way without losing money. Now, usually I do charge $97 for this boot camp, but if you're participating in this webinar right now, or if you watch the replay, I am offering it to you today for $15. This will not stay $15. I'll probably give you to the weekend to watch the replay. Check out the landing page. I included a link here. There's more about the boot camp. But like I said, once the weekend's over, it'll go back to $97, and this is what I normally charge for it. So check it out today. Sign up, 15 bucks. Like I said, it's just for this weekend. Use this Facebook advertising bootcamp to take advantage of the edge you currently have over other practices. Like I said, 93.3% of local businesses are not using Facebook advertising at all. And the ones that are standing out and they're getting great results. Use it to outplay your competition. While they're intimidated by Facebook ads, you could be attracting their qualified customers. You could save money by eliminating marketing channels that no longer deliver an efficient ROI and grow your business as fast as you like. Like I said, you can scale up. You can keep it the same. Whatever your marketing budget is, keep it in that range and just scale up gradually, as slow or as fast as you'd like. Facebook ads are great in comparison to local mailers and newspaper ads because of the targeting that you can do with this is so specific, and you can measure and stop and see how many people are clicking on it and scale up if you want. Manage your spending. You can even start with $5 a day if that's more comfortable for your practice. If that makes more sense to you guys, you could start at $5 a day and then increase to $10 a day once you see a little bit of traction going on. So Facebook advertising is really a great way to get your practice out there, to get some new patients in, and it definitely fits in with your marketing budget. And once you start scaling up, you can actually start eliminating the other marketing channels that you take that you're not seeing a positive return on investment coming back. And last but not least, when I was talking about earlier, if you haven't set up your Facebook business page, if you want to schedule a time with me today or over the weekend, I will help you create your Facebook business page and set up your ad account for 27 bucks. This offer, just like the boot camp, is for a short time. It's just for this weekend, so it's available during this webinar, and also it'll be available for the rest of the weekend. But once the weekend's over, it goes back to $97, and that's what I normally charge for setting up an entire Facebook business page, setting up an ad account. If you already have a Facebook business page, I'd be happy to go in there and kind of optimize it, make it look a little bit better, set up your ad account. I'll even give you some advice on how to set up your first ad. So book it today, 27 bucks. It goes back to 97 after the weekend. And just so you know, I'm doing this because I want people to succeed with this strategies I've put in place that I've used and that have gotten me great results. So for the first 5 people that schedule a call with me over the weekend, I will also provide a full consultation of your marketing and advertising. This will be a personal one-on-one. There'll be nobody else on the phone, where you can ask me any questions if you have any insecurities or if you're unsure about Facebook advertising. Let me talk you through it. I'll provide some advice and steps you could take to really make your Facebook advertising beneficial and productive, and make sure you're doing it the right way. So I'm including a link down below if you want to click, make an appointment. Like I said, this is a bonus. Same thing applies. This will only last till over the weekend. I'll give you a full consultation. And last but not least, special bonus. So I have an even bigger offer for the first 5 people who set up a call with me. Not only will I provide you the consultation and set up your Facebook business page, but I kind of want to leave this one as a little bit of a surprise, but I will tell you this one is the best value. So check out the link below, set up an appointment with me, and let's just start from the beginning. We'll talk about your Facebook business page. If there's anything I could do to help, then we'll do a little consultation, and then I'll share with you what I'm offering the first 5 people. So click the link below and make sure to check it out and set up an appointment with me. So that's it for now. I'm going to take you off this page and I'm going to kind of walk you through some of the steps of Facebook advertising. I'm going to take you to my account and we're going to kind of highlight the most important things for you to see. But I just want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to attend this webinar. And if you have any questions, my email address is pauljoseph23@gmail.com, as you see from the screen, or check out any of those links from the previous slides, and my contact information is on there. You can set up an appointment with me, or you could just call me directly, 727-210-5663. Okay, just bear with me while I share my screen with you. Okay, hopefully you can see that. I'm going to take you to my Facebook business page. All right, so as I was saying earlier, when you get to your Facebook Ad Manager page, when we were talking about custom audiences, I wanted to show you this real quick so you know once you have created the first ad, the video ad, you're optimizing for video views, you start getting people to watch it. This is how you're going to set up the custom audience. So once you come into your manage your ads, you'll be in your ads manager section. You're going to go to all tools and you'll see audiences right here. So you're going to click on audiences. And that's going to bring you to the audiences page. And this is where you can set up your custom audience. Sorry, it's taking a little bit longer than anticipated. So you're going to go right here to create an audience, and you're going to go to custom audience. And you're going to go to engagement. Like I said, this one's fairly new, and obviously it's been recently updated. You're going to go to videos, because when you create the first ad, that's what you're optimizing for, is video views. And like I said before, once you click inside this box, you're going to be able to choose people who viewed at least 3 seconds of your video. That one's not the best one because 3 seconds of video, I mean, they could have just went through their Facebook feed, their news feed, and just happened to stop on it for a couple seconds. So you're not going to want to do that. Even 10 seconds, depending on how long your video is. If your video is 30 seconds, then I would say do 10 seconds. But if your video is a minute and a half long, then I do not recommend the 10 seconds. Start at 25%, 50%. These are the people that are more interested. They're more familiar, and so when you put out that offer to them, they're going to be more receptive to it. So I suggest 25, 50. You can go as high as 75 or 95%, but the audience size is going to be a little bit smaller. So I'd keep it in the 25 to 50% of your video range. Like I said, once you get to that point, you're going to click the choose videos link, and you're going to choose the video that you shared through your advertising. And like I said, 60 days, and then you're going to name your audience. So, tour of the office, 50% video views. So keep it specific, the name of the video and what percentage of video views that you want to target. So save the audience like that, and that's how you're going to create the audience. Okay, so let's hop right into creating an ad so you guys can see it. It's a little different as I'm going through this because I'm in Business Manager. which is a different thing. So as you can see, there's no results found, but I have multiple pages set up within my Facebook Business Manager. I just want it to be a little bit smoother. Okay, so like I said, this would be the first page you come to once you create an ad. The very first one, we're going to go to video views. That's going to be your objective. Obviously, you'll name it. We'll click continue. And whenever you're naming things, whether it be audiences or ads, make sure you're really specific about what you're doing, especially if you're going to do multiple ads. You're going to want to go back to them and retarget based on those ads. So make sure you're really specific about what ads or what audiences you're building. So right here, this is going to be your custom audiences. So once you create that custom audience that I just showed you right before, you're going to have tour of the office, 50% video views. You're going to see that audience right in here. So that's going to, you could just click custom audience if you want, but depending on how many audiences you have, you'll see it right here, and you're going to select that audience. And you could pretty much keep everything the same, just because once you select that audience, the advertising is only going to go to that audience. Set your daily budget, obviously, whether it be $5, $10 a day, wherever you want to start. My recommendation is $10 a day. I've seen better results for $10 a day, but you'll get a few results for $5, and this way you can at $5 a day you can kind of test a few things and see what's working and what's not. So also for placements, it's up to you guys what you want to do. My recommendations are to keep it to the feeds, to the right column, and you can pretty much get rid of the rest of this stuff because that's where I leave it in suggested videos too. But that's where you're going to get most of the attention in the Facebook news feeds, in the right column, which is right on the Facebook page. You'll see it on the right column of the page, and suggested videos will come up. This one's a little harder to get in depending on how much money you're spending. So $10 a day probably won't get you in the suggested videos page unless your targeting is really specific. So it all depends on targeting as well. The rest of them you can get rid of. Instagram, Audience Network. For running your first ad, that's my recommendation. And I'll click continue. And then this is where you set up your ad. I highly recommend just starting with a single video. You could do slideshows, carousels, whatever you want, but I recommend just doing the single video. Do a tour of the office, do a meet and greet with the team. Even if you want to get on the camera yourself and kind of give the how-to or the top 10 ways to do a certain thing, get in front of the camera and do that. I highly recommend it. You're going to choose your video file here, and then of course you're just going to create your text, and the video will be there. So you're optimizing for video views. So there's not much else to it. That's basically it. You create your video, upload it here, put a little text about what it is. See Dr. Green do the top 10 ways to top 10 ways to whiten your teeth this weekend or something like that. Just put it in describe what the video is just a little bit. You can add a website URL if you want to. That you could take them to your website. I mean, once you get more familiar with Facebook ads, you can do a double hitter here. You can do it based on video views, and then if they click on that URL to your website, if you have a Facebook pixel installed, you could target both of those audiences. So obviously, if they watch 50% of your video and then they clicked on the link and went to your website, if you're measuring all that, those people are the most interested. So they viewed your video, they clicked on the link, they went to your website, they're really familiar with who you are, who the company, who the practice is, who the team is. So those people will be even more receptive to your offer, your irresistible offer, when you put it out there. And then once you put the video in there, put a little description, add your website URL, you'll just put it in there, add a headline, display link, and a news feed link. This is more of a call to action. Click on this link to meet the team, or whatever it is, and then it'll take you to their website. And then once you're done, you hit confirm, and that'll place your order with Facebook. And they of course they have to look at it to make sure everything's within their requirements, their guidelines. It usually takes about like it's not long, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe an hour tops, and then your advertising will start. All right, so I just want to back up one more time here. I kind of want to show you the link clicks. So you're going to choose the traffic objective here. We're going to click continue. Same type of process, but this is going to be at the point where you're creating that irresistible offer to them. So you're going to want to start from the beginning. Um, so this will be where you use the custom audience. So when we did the video views and you're going to be targeting local people, it's going to be a little bit broader because you haven't built that custom audience in yet. So with video views, you're going to have to go based on location, narrow it down to city, whatever city you're located in within a 25-mile radius. Um, if there's more men or women, I've noticed age and gender, um, unless it's something really specific like say dentures or you're offering something for senior citizens, then obviously I would say it's an age thing. But other than that, leave it open and let Facebook kind of optimize for what age group is the best for you to target. Same thing with gender. Obviously, for a chiropractor or a dentist, it doesn't really matter based on gender. You want to get everybody in the door, not just men or women. And then this down here, detailed targeting. This is where you can really zero in on specific people based on demographics, interests, or behaviors. It's based on income level, what they're interested in, what their shopping behaviors are. Are they interested in, teeth whitening? Um, if they're interested in, kind of higher end stuff, that can make the difference between just getting somebody who's kind of interested to somebody who would definitely be interested, depending on their behaviors and their interests. So I do recommend that. I mean, part of the boot camp that I told you guys about before that I'm offering for $15 this weekend, that I will go and I'll walk you through the exact process of how to make your targeting more specific and make you really stand out. And placements, again, my recommendation is to start off with just the feeds, the right column. Obviously, you're not going to do suggested videos or in-stream videos. That's because that's more for video views, and it's ineligible for this one anyway. So stick to feeds and right column. Those are the main ones you want to see anyway, because everybody's checking their news feed, and the right column is always there when you open your Facebook page. So those two are the main ones that I would focus on. Set your daily budget for $10, $5, whatever you want to do. Um, Also in the boot camp, I talk about bidding because you can bid and outbeat other advertisers. This is where we talk about scaling up and really bringing in a lot of new patients. This is how we do it. We outbid whoever else is advertising out there and make you stand out in the news feed, make you the main person that people see in the local area. This is a very unique way to scale up, but you have to be careful of how much you're scaling up, how much your bid is for. If you do it the wrong way, you're not going to get the results that you want. So that's something also I cover in the boot camp. Um, you're going to optimize for link clicks, obviously, because this is a traffic campaign. So you want the most link clicks to your appointment page. This is what this part is all about, setting up this traffic campaign. So when we click continue, for this one, this is the offer. So we're going to do a single image. Just like videos, you could do carousel, you could slideshow. For this one, we're just going to do a single image, like I showed you those advertisements before. With the chiropractor, if you've seen these images, that's a slideshow. And if you feel confident about doing it, I say go for it. But I think the easiest way to do it is just start with a single image. So you upload your image here, and then this is the all important. This is where you're going to drive them to. This is where you're going to drive the traffic to. So once you put in that custom audience for the people that have watched 50% or more of the video, then you retarget them with this traffic campaign, and this is where you're going to put the appointment page link. So You've already introduced yourself, maybe introduce them to the team. You're going to retarget them with the offer. And then once you get to this page, this is where you're going to put the appointment link because that's obviously the end goal. You want them to make an appointment, you want them to come in. That's where you're going to put the link. And obviously you'll fill in the other information, headline, the text. The text, like I showed you in the earlier advertisement, it's just re-explaining what the offer is, being a little bit more personable with them, um, you know, introducing some emoticons or humor, whatever you want to do, but that's where your offer is going to go. And then obviously the image will contain some of the offer as well. And then once you finish that, you're going to click confirm, and that will be that. Okay. All right. Well, I hope you were able to take something away from this webinar, from this live training. I really enjoy putting this together, and like I said, I didn't really want this one to be. There's a lot of webinars out there that are very salesy. I attended one, which it was unfortunate because I was really excited about it. I thought I was going to learn a lot, and unfortunately, I did not. He just explained who he was, and he drives fancy cars, and he travels all the time, and he works from wherever he wants, and then he just pitched his sales right away. But I hope that this one was a little different from what you're used to, and you got a lot of valuable information. I truly believe this 5-step guide makes it a little bit easier if you're just starting off with Facebook advertising, because a lot of it doesn't involve any kind of highly technical analytical skills or Facebook pixels, which can kind of get a little confusing unless you have somebody there who's familiar with it marketing wise. But this you can do without all that analytical part of things. I mean, I do recommend once you get comfortable with Facebook advertising that you seek out somebody to help with the analytical part of things, because that's when you really see your Facebook ads take off. But this one will work. This 5-step that I just taught you here today, it will work and it'll bring you some great results. So thank you again for tuning in. I hope you will consider setting up an appointment or checking out the boot camp. I think they're extremely beneficial. I've gotten some really great results with local practices that I've worked with using this 5-step program and then taking them even further. So like I said, once again, thank you for taking time out of your day, and I hope we talk soon.